Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well, and welcome back to another thrifty video. Today we are doing a ship and thrift. So I'm gonna show you guys some things that I have sold just in the last day. I sold these all on Monday of this week. And then I'm also gonna give you guys a thrift haul of some things I've been picking up recently. So if that sounds like a fun, good time and you're interested in both thrifting and selling, then this is the place for you. Hit that subscribe button. But we're gonna jump into these sales first. Also, fun fact, I've already filmed this video one time already without any audio, so that was super fun. So these sales are not what I originally intended to share with you guys, but really has worked out really well and just showing you kind of like a typical day of sales. And I mean, even a little bit more than I normally get. So super pleased with that. And in a very shocking turn of events, I have sales here that sold on Poshmark and Mercari. I didn't sell anything on eBay. I only sold on Poshmark, and I have two sales from Mercari, which I feel like I haven't sold a single thing on Mercari in ages. So very shocking. The first thing I have here is this really cute little Swiss dot kind of textured romantic blouse. And this is from Free People. I picked this up at my local Goodwill and I paid $4.50 for it. And that one is one of those pieces that sold on Mercari, interestingly enough. And I sent out an offer and it sold for $28.79 on Mercari, and they have a whole new system. I feel like they're changing up their systems all the time. But from that $28, we make $25.19 of profit. So right about 20 bucks of profit on that piece, which I am totally fine with. I'm great with that actually. And then this is something I didn't exactly know how to list it, and I was kind of going back and forth about where to list it at because it didn't have a brand on it that I could find. I couldn't find anybody else that was selling one like it. And so I kind of just shot in the dark and listed this at $75. But I must have done a pretty good job of pricing because it sold within one day. It is this peacock purse, which I just showed you guys recently. It's this leather peacock, kind of like metallic-y bag, and it has feet on the bottom, unbranded, but I know that people really like peacocks, and so, I thought I'd give it a try, and then it sold on one day in Mercari for $64. They sent me an offer, and I was like, yeah, I'll take that for sure. I paid $5 for this purse, and it sold from $64. We will make $56.78. So I made over $50 of profit in a single day. So this is, again, your sign not to discount anything just based off of its brand or off of if you actually know much about it. Sometimes factors can really sell a piece, and that's a great example of that. A really cool peacock purse sold for $64 on Mercari in one day. That's awesome. Then we have a few sales here in my bag that are all Poshmark sales. This is the first piece I sold yesterday on Monday. I'm getting ready to send all these things out. It is this bright yellow denim jacket. This is a piece that I found at my local Goodwill. This is when I was just like sorting my cart next to a random person and she was just giving me things that she wasn't getting. This is one of those pieces she decided to pass on and handed it to me. And I was like, oh, heck yeah, I love selling Anthropologie. This I bought for, I think it was $5.99. So I paid a little bit less than $6 with my coupon, but then this sold for $30 on Poshmark. From 30, we make 24. So again, right around 20 bucks of profit, which isn't a ton of money, but really does add up quickly. And I don't think I've had that listed for very long. It's a great spring jacket, so that's good. And then this is a piece I've had for a long time. I have had these Lululemon pants for at least 2 years, maybe 3 years. They are a pair of older Lululemon gray, like kind of wide leg pants with this purple waistband. I did buy these in the Goodwill outlet, but I bought these in Delaware. I got these when I still was living in Maryland. Like I've had these for a hot moment. These were in, I think a YouTube short I made. Like I've had these, they've been around the block with me. They have traveled across the country with me, and they finally sold for $22. So would I pick these up again in the bins? I don't know. Maybe I would because I'm a glutton for punishment. I would not pay up for these if I were you though, but they did finally sell on Poshmark. So $22. From that, we make $17.60, and I paid probably $1 for those in the bins, so $16 a profit. Ooh, Otis, it's just a person walking. Odie, Be a good boy. Anybody else's dog terrify them on a daily basis? Maybe just mine. But yeah, so I got that Lululemon pair of pants sold. And then this sold. I think I've had this for about a year as well. I bought this at the Grace Church thrift store here near where I live. It's in Noblesville. But this is from Burton. It's this geometric kind of graphic print hoodie. And this sold for $24. So basically the same price as that Lululemon piece, except I had to own it for many less years. But from $24, we make $19.20. And so I believe I paid less than $5 for this. It's been a hot minute and I'm not as super like aware of how much they charge for everything at their store. A great piece, size medium. And then we probably made about $14 at the end of the day from that, which, I mean, not too bad. And then the last sale I have, which again, these are kind of just like more run-of-the-mill sales, except for this one. This is actually a really good sale, but this is an older piece. I've had this for a while. I bought this while I still lived in Maryland as well, which is not great, but it's just how it goes. But this is a Harley Davidson jacket. It is fleece, and then it has these like orange stripes going down it, and Harley Davidson logo on the sleeves. And it's a really nice kind of like thicker, heavier coat kind of jacket, and it's in a size extra large. So great size. It just took the right season for it to sell. Springtime, we're heading into motorcycle like mania, I feel like right now. And this though sold for $90. So that's an amazing sale. Very happy with that. I bought it from that random little thrift store I used to go to, like a cottage thrift store in Maryland that my eye doctor suggested to me. And it sold for $90. I think I paid $5 for this. They were getting rid of all their coats at the end of the season. Bought it for $5, sold it for $90, and then we make $72. So this is a great sale, and we make about $67 of profit. It did have to sit for a while, but I would gladly sit on something that's gonna sell for almost $100. So now I am gonna get those pieces packaged up. And I've mentioned this many times before. I just feel like watching me package things is probably kind of boring, but also the only time I make mistakes with which labels go on what things are when I'm being like filming myself, and it's just like the prime time to make mistakes. So I'm gonna package these up. I'm gonna miss my porch pickup for sure, and so I'm gonna need to go to the post office, but then I will meet you guys over in the living room in a second and show you guys what I've been thrifting recently. So I'll meet you guys there. Okay, so we made it back to the living room. I'm gonna show you guys what I got on the last couple thrift trips to resell. And this is the thing. So often when I go thrifting, I'm filming a video. I'm filming a thrift with me, but sometimes I just pop into stores. And so this is a great way for me to be able to just show you some amazing things that I found, but there wasn't enough to make a whole video out of. So I've got some things that I've accumulated here, and I'm pretty jazzed about a lot of them. As you guys know, I love to sell shoes. That's one of my favorite things to sell online. And so I've got quite a few pairs here. So let's jump into it. The first pair of shoes I have here is this pair of little Echo ballet flats. They're kind of like, I would say like a gunmetal kind of color. They have that kind of buckle detail on the toe. And then this is what they look like on the bottom. Great condition, and these are in a size European 40. I paid $5.99 for these, and this is the tough part. I have filmed this portion of this video already without any audio, so I'm filming this again. So I already took pictures of all these items and took off their tags, so I'm going by what is written on the bottom of the shoes. Hopefully that will work for all of us. But I got those in a random town just in the middle of nowhere while Jeremy and I were on an adoption interview. So we've been having some very interesting things happening in our lives, which hopefully I'll be able to share with you guys soon. But yeah, from that trip, I got that pair of shoes, and I also got this pair of Sorel boots. We just popped into a random Goodwill in the middle of nowhere, and this little pair of Sorel Out and About duck boots was sitting there. I believe that these cost me, $7.99 for these. And they are in a women's size 9. Otis is giving me his belly for belly rubs out of camera. Yes, you. But these are, you know, a pretty decent Sorel boot to find. I love selling Sorel shoes. I sell them all the time for like 50 bucks usually. And so that pair might get me more like 35, but I'll probably list around 50. I know it's the wrong season. I'm going to list them anyway. And then the last pair of shoes from that same trip is this pair of Sorels. And now these ones are a really good pair to have found. They're chunky, they look more modern, they have an interesting shape to them. And I think I own basically the exact same pair of Sorel boots that I use for my winter boots. And I got those at Last Chance, which is that Nordstrom Rack outlet. But these were $9.99, although when I'm looking at the bottom, they say $5. So they should have been $5.99. Interesting. But I did grab these, and they have this like wool material there at the foot, and these are to women's size 9 as well. So I'm assuming somebody donated both pairs of Sorels, and I was very happy to have grabbed them. So I got those 3 pairs of shoes at the same thrift store, and I did thrift one vintage children's item while I was there. Tell me this is not a fabulous vintage, feels like wool sweater. It has a cat on the front, has these paw prints on the sleeves, and then on the back here, it also says meow. It's adorable. It's definitely vintage, and I did pay $1.99 for this. So I did thrift that for future kids. And then the last thing I picked up at that store is this amazing hat. This was coming out on a new rack. When I was checking out, I saw it hanging on the end of a new rack over by the cash registers, and I grabbed this puppy. Not only is Ralph Lauren, Polar Ralph Lauren, it just sells well for me, but it also, this color, this dark chocolate brown color is so popular right now. But not only that, but I do think that this is a vintage Ralph Lauren hat. It does have the little leather strap on the back here. And then this is what the tag looks like on the inside. And it is really nice. And this was only 99 cents, which is crazy. I paid what, 90 cents for this at the end of the day. But guys, brown is like my favorite color to wear. I love brown, and I do think I'm gonna keep this for myself. If I wasn't keeping this for myself, I could probably resell this for 35 to 50 bucks. These hats can sell for good money, especially an older one that has that leather strap in particular. But look how cute that is. Like, I wear a lot of brown, and I think this will be so good for me. I think I'm gonna wear it a lot. So for $1, that was such a good find. So I'm gonna keep that for myself. And there's only one other thing that I'm gonna keep for myself. So I might as well show you guys that too. I just found this not too long ago. I just picked this up. This was $2.99, and it is just this like kind of bootleg Taylor Swift merch t-shirt. It says Swift 89. It's just from Gildan, so it's definitely not authentic Taylor Swift merch, but it is oversized and it is red, and I thought it was kind of fun. And so I grabbed this for myself for the summer. I thought it'd be a fun graphic tee to wear, but also I love Taylor Swift. I am an OG debut album fan through the ages. Very excited that I found that. So $2.99, what a steal. It is definitely not my size, so it might look a little weird on me. If so, I'll just get it altered. But I have never been a red girl. Like, I never have worn red. And then Jeremy got me that Aloe Accolade sweatshirt for Christmas that's in red. And now I'm like, oh my goodness, I love to wear red. So now I own 2 red items, which is, you know, kind of off topic and fun, whatever. But then let's move on to some other things I picked up to resell. Let's move on to pants. I think I found all these pants at the same time, which is so interesting. I don't usually love to thrift jeans. It's just something I don't love to do. It's just like, it's a lot to go through that section for me. Don't know why, but I did find 2 pairs of mother jeans at Goodwill the other day. It was a shocking turn of events. And these are what they look like. They're just like a skinny jean. So that's the only problem with these. If I could find a pair of mother jeans in a more sought after cut, that would be awesome. And then this mother like logo, it's really hard to read. That one's kind of almost worn off. And then there's another mother logo back here on the back of the pants, and then the M stitching on the butt. But these are the Looker jeans in a model Spy, and they're in a size 27. And I paid $7.99 for these. If you guys know anything about mother jeans, they retail for I think 200 bucks, somewhere close to that. So for $7, I thought, you know what, even if they sell for $35, I can at least show you guys and make a fun video. And then the other pair is another kind of skinny pant, another skinny pair of jeans, but these ones have a gold mother tag, and they're white, which I don't normally sell colored jeans just in general, but again, I got suckered into it because I really wanted to pick them up to show you guys. Mother back here and the M stitching on the butt pockets. Might not be able to see it because it is white on white, but again, $7.99 for both pairs of jeans. And I think that both, hopefully I can sell for around $35. Then we have this pair of white pants, but these are more like a business pair of pants. They feel so nice. They're kind of like this crepey material, but this is from Theory. And guys, I like to sell Theory. I do. Some pieces sell well for me, and I usually sell them for around 40, 50 bucks. These are in a size 6, and I also like that on Theory pieces, they have the style name on the inside tag. So these are called the Trika Pull-On Modern Crepe 2 Pant. And so I actually have information on them. They have an elastic waist. They should resell from me looking them up around 35 bucks, maybe 50, and these were only $4.99. So I got these for $4.50 after my discount, and hopefully I will turn that into 35, 50 bucks. So not too shabby. Okay, then I'm gonna finish the other 2 pairs of jeans I got at the same time as those Mother jeans. One pair is a pair of Madewell jeans, and I've been really selective with my Madewell jeans lately. But this particular style from Madewell, I don't have any sitting in my closet. They've all sold, so I thought that was worth a try. And that is the stovepipe style. These are in size 27, same size as all the other ones. Interesting, interesting. But these are a little raw edge hem stovepipe jean, and they have some stretch in them. I own a pair of stovepipe jeans from Madewell. I felt like I could get around 40 bucks for these like I have for all the other stovepipe jeans that I've sold, and I've sold a lot of them. These are $7.99. So I'll probably list at 50. And then the last pair of jeans I got is a pair of Free People jeans, which I hardly ever pick up anymore, unless it's something that's like a unicorn piece from Free People where they just sell for 100 bucks and it's super easy. I don't normally pick them up, but these were really interesting to me, so I grabbed them. They have a button fly, and if these were a skinny jean, there's no way I would have grabbed them. But they are a super wide, flared, like kind of like disco bell-bottom pant. And being a bell-bottom jean, I do think that these have some, you know, desirability to them. So they are a nice little black color. They have stretch to them. These are in a size 25 and they were $7.99. So I'm thinking I can sell those. I'm probably gonna list again around 50 bucks and hope to get 35. So those are all the jeans I grabbed. We have quite a few more pairs of shoes, which I am not mad about. I love myself some shoes. These are this really cute pair of pink sequined UGG slippers. And UGG is definitely having a moment. I love to sell their Tasman slippers. Their Taz slippers do great. Platform slippers. These are so cute and so girly that I just feel like they have to do well. Here's the bottom of them, pretty good condition. And these are in a size 6. And I did look these up, and I think they're called the Scuffette slippers in the pink sequin combo or pink glitter combo. But yeah, that's what they look like. They have that really fluffy pink Sherpa, and I think that these are so cute. For spending $7.99, I do think I can sell these for hopefully around 35 to 40 bucks. So there's those. And then I have this really cute kind of more Y2K looking pair of white patent leather little sandals, and these are gorgeous. They're made in Brazil, they're real leather, and they're from Donald J. Pliner. And I have had really good luck selling Donald J. Pliner recently. They have some wear on the bottom, but overall, I think great condition. Size 7.5, and these were $5.99. So again, these are so cute. I can just see somebody like very like, they're on a cruise, it's very classic, very like old money styling. These are really cool with that little like rectangular piece there. I love those. And the last pair of Donald J. Pliner's shoes that I had, I sold, is that the one I sold for like hundreds of dollars? I had a pair of boots that sold for great money. So yeah, I think for those, 50 bucks, pretty good. I think that would be great. Then another pair of sandals, a little pair of flip-flops. I grabbed these the other day, the same time I got those Donald Pliner shoes, I believe. But these are a pair of Brighton flip-flops, and they have like a wedge to them, a chunkier flip-flop, but these literally look brand new to me. Like, I don't think anybody's ever worn them. The Brighton logo is absolutely perfect across the bottom, and then the bottoms also look like they've never been worn. really good shape. They might have been a gift is my guess, but these are in a size 8 and I paid $5.99 for these as well. These are called the Bowie, Bowie is the style name on the bottom of these. And I did look these up and I do think that I can sell these for like 40 bucks. So not too shabby. I have been finding some really good Brighton pieces lately, like out of nowhere. Brighton has been like hitting it for me. So I've had some good sales and also some good pieces that I've found. And so I feel like that's great. I'm happy to do it, especially if it's something I can find more often while I'm out thrifting. I will always pick something up. That's what I do with Anthropologie too. Speaking of Anthropologie, I think these were actually sold at Anthropologie too. They're a pair of New Balance sneakers, and New Balance has been on my radar. Everyone, I feel like, is wearing them nowadays, and some styles and the style numbers can do really well. These ones are a really cute, really light pink color. I don't know if it's coming off pink on camera, but they're really cute. They're the 237 style, and I did pay $9.99 for these, but a lot of the comps, I think they should sell for around 50 bucks. So I love the pink. The pink is what's really selling these. If these were just like, I don't know, black, I don't know if I would have grabbed them for $10, but I did in the pink color. And oh yes, these are in a size 8 for women. So a 6.5 for men, European 39. Really cute. I really like those. We have 2 more pieces of clothing and 2 more pairs of shoes. So let's finish with the clothing first. This is something my husband actually found the other day. He was looking for some things for himself and he happened to stumble upon this nice button down. He doesn't think he'll wear it. And I was like, okay, then I'm gonna get that to sell. It is a Billy Reid button down and it's in a size large, slim, and it's this nice kind of like bluish material and it is made in Italy. Billy Reid, I like to sell, but also I was looking at comps for just long sleeve button downs for Billy Reid because I've only really found short sleeves lately, and these were selling for around 50 bucks. So $4.99 for this after my discount, $4.50. I'm happy with that. If I can turn that into even $35, that'd be awesome. Then the last piece of clothing before I show you the last 2 pairs of shoes is this pair of black pants. These came out on a new rack. I felt them and I was like, oh, these feel so nice. But there's no tag in them. And so, you know, I had to do a little searchy search to see if they were what I thought they were. And then I found this little pull right here. The only sign on these that these are Lululemon. Now I gotta figure out where on the inside the size dot is gonna be. Also, this is the back of one of the buttons, has the Lululemon logo as well. So if you guys know where to find the size dot on pants, help a girl out. I really thought that it would be in a pocket, but I couldn't find one in the pocket. So interesting. I'm gonna have to do some searching. If anybody knows what these are called, again, let me know. I don't know if they're men's or women's. I don't know anything about them. I will do some perusing. Hopefully I'll find the size dot. But yeah, these were $7.99. So $7 for a pair of Lululemon pants is a great deal. I know that Lululemon, some of it hasn't been selling for as much as normal or as it was a little bit ago. But for $7, I still think I can sell those for 30 bucks probably. I did just sell a pair of Lululemon leggings today. I think I've sent those out in this video, right? So I think that those sold for around 20 something, $30. So, I mean, those are older Lululemon too. So maybe around 30 for this. Okay, then we have 2 pairs of shoes left, 2 black pairs of shoes. These ones are this really cool kind of perforated knit material wedge, and I absolutely love selling this brand. It's one of my go-to bread and butter brands, and that is Eileen Fisher. Always love to find her, usually does well for me, and these are a really fun style, and then the bottoms are in great condition. I paid $7.99 for these, and these are in a size 6. So I did look these up again, and I think these should sell for around 50 bucks. So a pair of Eileen Fisher shoes, always great. And then this is a brand I've never heard of before, which doesn't happen super often to me, but I mean, it happens to us all. But I picked these up, felt the weight of them, and felt the leather and was like, wow, these feel really nice. And I'm glad that my instincts just like told me to grab them, because when I looked on the inside and figured out what they were, I was really excited once I looked up comps. Again, I had never heard of this brand before I had found these. But they are this beautiful black leather suede with this kind of like, I think it's real Sherpa lining on this back part. But these are really hard to show you the name of. I'm gonna see if I can take out the insole and show you. These are from the brand Woman by Common Projects. So it's gonna be really hard for you to see even the name there. That's the only place where it's really labeled. But I saw that they were made in Italy, did some research, and was shockingly surprised that these retail for like $500, which I just think is completely bonkers. Like, I can't imagine spending that much money on a pair of shoes, but people do it and then they donate them and then I buy them. And so these are actually, they really remind me of when I just found those Golden Goose sneakers not too long ago. Similar price point, similar kind of intentional distressing, and like almost look like they're worn before they're actually worn, kind of look to them. So they look like they're in great condition. I paid $7.99 for these, and these retail for $500. So when I was looking at comp, I only found one other pair that was listed that is the same as mine. Everything else was kind of more of like a sneaker without the suede and without the fur on the back, which I think would make it more desirable. And the only other one listed was listed for $112, and actually is being sold by Marcy Chick, which is a friend of mine that I went thrifting with when back when I lived on the East Coast, which is so interesting and so funny. But yeah, so I thought these were super cool, and I wanted to let you guys know this brand so that if you find it, you'll know it, 'cause I didn't know it before I found these. So yeah, aren't those interesting? That might be the best piece that I found in the entire haul, which is crazy. But yeah, I got all of those things to resell just from random trips here and there, and I'm feeling really good about the things that I found. And I also am thankful you guys helped me send out some sales today. It always is nice to have a little bit more motivation when it comes to getting things out the door and also getting things pictured and listed. You guys are that motivation for me. I want to share it with you. So yeah, if you guys had never heard of some of these brands, let me know down in the comment section. And if you guys like ship and thrift videos too, then make sure you let me know as well. And if you are new here, I would love it if you would consider hitting that subscribe button. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until the next video, bye.